Hello and welcome into Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella. And do the Patriots have solutions to their offense at the top of the NFL draft? What is a quarterback worth in the NFL? And can the Pats actually fix all of their offensive line issues? Before we get into everything, make sure you go down and subscribe for our channel. Give us a like if you like what you hear. Get into the comments and let us know how you would fix the Patriots' offensive problems. And go back and check out our previous episodes to get up on to speed for everything going on in Foxborough. We start today looking at a potential game changer atop the Patriots draft board and a name we have not mentioned. It's actually one we said yesterday when talking about Amarion Hampton and some other late round draft picks that the Patriots could be targeting in the offensive backfield. But the number one overall running back draft prospect that potentially we've seen in several years, not named Bijan Robinson, but if the Patriots were to take Aston Jeanty at number 4 overall, that would show one of the largest draft commitments in years. We're talking back towards Ricky Williams since we've seen someone going this high in an NFL draft. Now, there is a lot to be said around this. Mainly, it becomes a talking point because Mike DeSalt, a content producer for Patriots.com, listed Ashton Jeanty at number 4 overall and had the Patriots select him at that spot. This is the first time a reputable news source, again, the Patriots website itself, while they say, views are their own of the writer, it does carry weight when it's on the team's website. This is an out of the box idea and one that seems to be a bit head scratching, especially when you look at the state of the wide receiver room and the offensive line. But with Ramondre Stevenson's struggles last year and Antonio Gibson being a replacement level talent, there could be an opening. Again, the offensive line will need to be addressed, and it would be a different way to go about really supporting Drake May in a different way. But this would line up for what Mike Vrabel, the new head coach of the Patriots, wants to do. If you look back at what he did in Tennessee, he had a bell cow, the biggest bell cow in Derrick Henry. Now, obviously, Ashton Jeanty is not Derrick Henry at 5'8" and about 212 pounds, but the vision, the explosiveness, and really just the playmaking ability is more in line with really what Ricky Williams gave you. Now, the pass catching is up for debate, but if the Patriots were to address finally their offensive line issues, especially at the left tackle, left guard, and center spots, and if you decide, okay, we trust Drake May to go out and win us games with the wide receivers that we have and do it essentially what the Patriots used to do with Tom Brady. There's a plethora of no-name receivers outside of what they did with Randy Moss, but you can say it is a path to be successful. Now, obviously, you have to be Tom Brady to make that work, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Personally, I do not see this happening. I think Ashton Jeanty is a luxury that the Patriots are not quite ready to do. I know they've said we want to take what's best available at the top of the board, but I don't think he sneaks that high up. I think there are other players that would fit the scheme better for the Patriots. Again, I think Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter would be those top 2 guys to hopefully slide down to 4, and then probably going back and looking at someone like a Will Campbell or a Tet McMillan, which we'll get to in a second. But again, it needs to be the offensive line that is fixed before you even start talking about running backs. And when the Patriots do, I think you are looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th round investments, because this is a very deep running back draft class, spearheaded by one of the most talented prospects to come out in quite some time. But don't expect the Patriots to be in line to draft Ashton Jeanty when all is said and done. One that many people have their eyes on is Tet McMillan, and he had his pro day on Monday, and it was up for debate on whether he actually moved the needle on getting towards that potential 4th spot for the Patriots. All in all, I do not think he is quite there yet. I'm not sure he's actually going to get into the top 5 or the top 10, to be honest. He clocked in and it ranged because this is a pro day. There's no laser timing. This is all hand timing. So his 4.440 is 4.48, but that was the low end. At the high end of those, there was also clocked at 4.54, 4.55, and 4.57. These are conflicting reports between Jordan Schultz and Albert Breer, and Ted McMillan's not known as a burner anyways, so that, you know, point 0.1 differential, while might be jarring because we're so used to saying you have to have a 4.440 to be a game wrecker, at 6'4" and 220 pounds, Ted McMillan's an All-American that still had almost 25 NFL teams there just to see him. Now, he's not going to be that breakaway player, but at 4.5, even if it is in that mid 4.5s, you can do a lot of damage. Now, you're not going to be Xavier Worthy just ripping away from the defense, but you can be a game changer when you have the ability that Ted McMillan does with his body control, hand placement, and just ability to take the ball away from the defender. Also, remember that a few years ago, when the Patriots drafted Ty Thornton in the second round, that was a bit of that taller wide receiver, now slender of frame, but ran a 4.28. That doesn't always translate to being a fantastic football player either. There needs to be the balance of both. So while the 40 time is not exactly what you would want to see, I don't think it completely trashes Ted McMillan's draft stock, but I don't think it puts the Patriots in a position to say this is a guy that we definitely need to take at 4, and keeps things open for where the Patriots would go in the NFL draft. Additionally, in the NFL draft, what would Joe Milton get for the Patriots if they decided to try and trade him? A quarterback needy team, and we've said at the top of the NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, and the New York Giants, picking 1, 2, 3 respectively, will all be after quarterbacks, or at least should be after quarterbacks. Whether they choose to do that at the top of the draft remains to be seen. That said, Tony Grossi, Browns analyst for 850 ESPN Cleveland, said the Patriots are expected to be asking for a third-round pick for Joe Milton. Now, that would be a great ROI from just a season ago, but Tony went on to say sources close to the situation expect that the asking price of the Patriots should be a third round. However, the Browns are not interested in trading for Milton. Again, I think everyone's going to be posturing at this point, and everyone's just sheer conjecture on what teams are actually looking for and what they would give up. And it's tough to say what Joe Milton is actually worth with just one start under his belt, albeit a great one. And again, coming against second stringers from Buffalo, but a win's a win in the NFL. I think for the Patriots is if you're not getting your socks blown off, if it's not a second rounder at least, you should hold on to Joe Milton. Quarterbacks are what win in the NFL and what you can build your franchise around. And, God forbid for injury, you actually back yourself up in these instances as well. That's probably a big reason why the Patriots brought in Joshua Dobbs, the Pastronaut himself, is to be a mentor both for Drake May and for Joe Milton. Guys that have the ability to scramble, to use their athleticism to get around the pocket, and use special arm talent to go out and win NFL games. Don't be surprised if the Patriots hold Joe Milton this season, and don't be surprised if they don't trade him for anything less than a second-round pick. Finally, the big question for the Patriots is what they are going to do on the offensive line. We know there are 3 holes out of 5 starting spots, and that's not a recipe for success. Left tackle right now would be Vidarian Lowe coming back, as would Layden Robinson at that left guard spot. Center would be Cole Strange, the former first-round pick of the Patriots, the Tennessee Chattanooga draft pick that moves in from guard now at center and started those last 2 games of the season. Those 3 spots still need to be addressed, and one that would be an easy solution for the Patriots would be Garrett Bradbury, who was cut on Monday by the Minnesota Vikings. The Patriots would be wise to immediately snatch him up, but there should be competitive offers, especially for those teams that are needy at the center position. The Patriots, again, can pay more than anybody else. It's up to Bradbury to see if he can find a situation that potentially looks to be either a Super Bowl contender or currently a playoff contender, or if the Patriots can entice him with free agent dollars enough to bring him in. I think if the Patriots have the opportunity, and even if you need to go $5 million over for a guy that can anchor that line right in the middle and just check a box, go out, and don't worry about it, you absolutely need to do that. I would not make the move if you thought it's going to come at the detriment of you signing left tackle at this point. We know that left tackle is a cornerstone. You know you have to have it. And Cam Ward and Jedrick Wills continue to be those guys that if the Patriots, it seems, can get that incentive-laden deal, that 1 year prove it, or at least get to a spot where it is palatable both for the front office and for the coaching staff and the player and his representative to all take that deal simultaneously. Cam Robinson and Wills will wait out for as much money as they possibly can get. Clearly, they are not getting it because it has taken a week and a half into free agency at this point, and it will be a bit of a waiting game on each side to see if they can get there. Again, I think everyone in those situations know that there is a need. They need a job, and the Patriots need help on the offensive line. It may take longer than we thought, but eventually there will be some strong blocking for Drake May. That'll do it for this episode of Pat's Latest. Again, make sure to subscribe for our channel, get in the comments, and let us know what the Patriots need to prioritize as their next move. And go back and check out our previous videos to get up on everything you need to know about the Patriots. Fight on, Foxborough.